Hello, and welcome to Pixels by Paul. I'm Paul, and today I'm going to demonstrate one of my ultra high definition apps, Colorado in ultra high definition. You'll see a cursor over the iPad, a mouse cursor, because I'm demonstrating this in a simulator on the Mac. Where I'll use the mouse cursor, you would be using your fingers to tap. Okay, what you see here is the opening screen when you start the app. To look at the pictures, you tap the Browse button, and a window comes up showing you 4 pictures at a time on each page. You see here it shows you the page number in the upper right corner. We're on page 1 of 33 pages. And the control buttons are down here. You can stretch pictures to fill their quadrant. These pictures almost do. And you can go back to the normal aspect ratio. You can have a slideshow on this page. If you tap slideshow and pick a duration, slideshow starts and it flips 4 images at a time. During the slideshow, you can tap stretch to stretch the images to fill their quadrant. And you can tap unstretch, normal, to go back to the normal aspect ratio. Tap a picture to stop the slideshow. The next and previous button move to the previous page or the next page. This is the next button. You can tap those buttons very quickly and move very fast through the images, through the pages. Tap an image or click the enlarge button to see an image full screen. Tap the image to hide the buttons. Tap again to show the buttons. You can get information about the image by tapping the info button. That image information will stay visible until you again tap the info button. Even through slideshows, the information will stay visible unless you turn it off. You can save the image to your saved photos album or camera roll album, depending on device, by tapping the save button, and then you can use it as wallpaper. It will expand. Even though it looks shrunken here, the image will be large enough to make wallpaper. When you make wallpaper, it'll fill the screen, and you'll have to pick the portion you want if it's a wide pano like this one. You can stretch the image to fill the screen, so the aspect ratio is changed and the image is stretched up. You see the whole image, but it's stretched. And for some images, like this one, stretching is very cool. Here it makes this image, this view, look even more precarious with this fellow right on the edge. Tap again to bring back the buttons. Then there's a full mode. There are 3 modes on this screen. The third mode is the full mode. When you tap full mode, the image is automatically scrolled. It's expanded to fill the screen without stretching, and then the image is automatically scrolled to the right and back to the left, and the buttons are hidden during scrolling so that you get an unobstructed view. Scrolling is actually smoother than this. On the simulator, it's just a little bit choppy. When the scrolling finishes, the buttons will reappear. And when you're in this mode, in full mode, you can 2-finger tap to go to the next image without having to bring back the buttons. So if the buttons aren't showing, 2-finger tap will go to the next image. When you go to the next image, again the buttons are hidden and the image is scrolled, and so on. When you tap, it stops the scrolling, brings back the buttons. You can have a slideshow on the screen, and you pick the duration, and then during the slideshow, images are scrolled if they're bigger than the screen. In full mode, they're scrolled. And then you go on to the next image. During a slideshow, both here and on the browse screen, images, the auto lock feature of your device is disabled so that you can keep the show going and the device won't dim and turn off during a show. as soon as you stop the show by tapping or pinching or swiping, the show then stops and your device auto lock feature is re-enabled for you. The Make Wallpaper button brings you into a screen for making wallpaper for your device. You can make iPad lock screen wallpaper, or iPhone if you're on an iPhone, or home screen wallpaper. And a unique aspect of the wallpaper made on this screen is that it fits in the safe area. So the image is positioned and sized so that it's not obstructed by the top bar or the bottom bar or dock. This is a unique feature of the Pixels by Paul. All the Pixels by Paul apps have this feature, and I haven't seen it in any other app. It's something unique to my apps. You can stretch the picture to fill the safe area so that you don't have those black borders. In this case, on the left and right. If this was a portrait image, then you, let's see, if it was a pano image, you might have black bars at the top and bottom. And again, stretching will fill the safe area, which for most images looks just great. And so it's worth checking out. It's kind of nice to fill the area. On the iPads, you can make vertical or horizontal wallpaper. On the iPhone and iPod Touch, you can only make vertical wallpaper because that's all that you can use for wallpaper on the iPhone and iPod Touch. So here we are in stretch mode, and we can go back to normal mode. And for this image, I much prefer the stretch mode for wallpaper, especially vertical wallpaper. You can use this wallpaper, the safe area wallpaper capability for your own photos. Just tap the Your Photo button and it will bring up your photo album with your pictures. The simulator doesn't have any pictures, so you don't see any here, but and then you pick a picture and it'll show up over here, and you can make safe area wallpaper and stretch it or not from your photos. Kind of a nice feature. Okay, so that's that screen. If you want to see your images in ultra high definition, and it's a landscape image, so a horizontal image, then view it with the iPad in vertical orientation, and you'll see the maximum definition in your image, like in this one. All of the images in the ultra high definition series are sized so that you see maximum definition this way. In a landscape image, view it with your iPad or iPhone held vertically or in portrait mode, and you see the maximum definition. With a vertical image, a portrait image, hold the iPad horizontally, and again you'll see the maximum definition in full mode. And then if you go back to normal, you see the full image now unexpanded. Okay. And you can go back to the browse screen. We can then go back to help, and in the help screen there are 3 more buttons that we didn't talk about. There's the about button, which just shows you the version and other information about this app. The contact button takes you to your email where you can email me. It'll take you there with an email all ready to go for you to just add text to, and you can send me a message. And I love to get messages from my users, so don't hesitate if you'd like to contact me. I'd love to hear from you. Finally, there's the How-To button, which brings up a detailed help file that gives you all of the information that we've been discussing in this video. It tells you in depth how to use the application, and also in some cases, like in this app, gives you some information about the contents of the app, the images in the app, in this case Colorado, so there's lots of information about Colorado in there. There's information about how to order prints, and print sizes, prices, and mounted print prices. I highly recommend the mounting process. Prints are mounted on wood, on a wood backing and then laminated with a satin laminate, and they're just beautiful. It's a beautiful process. The prints lay absolutely flat and are as non-reflective as they can be with a laminate, and you can actually wash the laminate or spray it with Windex to clean it if it gets dirty. It's a wonderful process. The prints are giclée prints. They're 100-year archival, made with the finest papers and inks available. And these prices are more than 50% off my regular prices for my app customers. And then you see a list of all my apps. You see pictures. These are the icons. And you'll be able to tap on any one of these icons. They're all active, and they'll take you into iTunes, into the iTunes store, and show you the app. And you can read more about each of these apps and then purchase it there. So that's everything you need to know about the ultra high definition apps. Enjoy.